Good afternoon, race fans. Welcome back to the worst podcast on the internet, Rough and Rowdy, where we live and breathe short track racing. So, I hope you guys all had a great week. Today is the off-season hustle. Once we finish up the year, it's not finished. So I wrote some notes down today, so you'll see me looking to the side. The season's wrapped up. The trailers are parked. But that doesn't mean the season's over. Just because the checkered flag drops, where this is our busy part of the season. So today we're going to dive into what happens in the off season, from the rebuilds to the sponsorship hunting and the grind of getting ready for another season. So hope you guys join in. If you guys, I love input. I like to, whatever you guys have to say, questions, whatever, correct me if I'm wrong on something. But like I said, I have some notes. I'm going to be reading off some notes here. But I figured to try to stay on topic that way, make it a little more interesting. So, kind of recap of the 2025 year, the short track racing. I don't follow a whole bunch of tracks, but, and in, the short track and the NASCAR thing, I feel like most of the places, I got out of this is this, everybody's the drama of the chase. I'm kind of like, I'm sick of that, so it was a tough season for some teams that worked really hard, Xfinity, NASCAR, local tracks around here. The season's over, and I don't know what's happening as far as with their points, how they're going to do the points at a lot of these places. So it happens, every year. You start doing well, next thing you know, you're chasing points, and then it becomes like a task. So yeah, I'm good with the 2025 season. Get ready for the 2026. Everybody's going to be in their shop soon. I feel like right now it's like, how do you keep your your dream alive? How do you off season right now, and it's like, okay, what do I do? It's kind of like holidays, and you got to start working on the car. You're chomping at the bit, and then you're thinking about what you're going to do next year. Everybody's, am I moving up? Am I going to another track? Or, hey, this division wasn't for me. I'm going to move into a different division, or, what's going on there. So I feel that's, I think that's what keeps the racing alive in the off-season part, where you're not back to the rebuild. Some guys are probably already doing it. I usually wait until after Thanksgiving, and then get in the garage in December and start doing things. Unless you have a total rebuild, I mean, you got to get on it, and we'll get on a little bit of that too. So end of the season, we have banquets coming up. So I don't know if any of you guys want to go to any of the banquets. I did a little research. I found out that Seekonk Speedway Fast Fridays banquet is Sunday, November 23rd. So that's 2 weeks, right? Yeah, 2 weeks. So they're going to be having their banquet for the Fast Friday division. The Saturday night NASCAR series, that will be January 17th. Seekonk Speedway Saturday night division, January 17th, 2026. Wow, already, huh? Crazy. It's crazy. I looked up a couple other tracks. Waterford, they have no banquet schedule as of now that I know of. If you guys know of anything, post it up so other people can see it just in case they're interested. I hope you guys can hear me. I don't see anybody in the comments. Just give me a little, yes, I can hear you, something like that. So I know that I'm getting through here. I don't want to spend the whole stream and nobody can hear what I'm saying. I got these fancy mics hooked up. I got my camera hooked up from my phone like I did last week. I'm hoping it's gonna, stay true this time. So yeah, so Waterford, I couldn't find anything as far as the Wednesday nights or Saturday night banquet. So like I said, if anybody's watching and they want to chime in, feel free. I looked up for Thompson. I didn't see anything, but last year their banquet. You can hear me. Thanks, Renee. Hey, Rainey, how are you, buddy? Chris. Hey, Chris Tessia, how are you? Thanks for watching, you guys. Yeah, so Thompson, last year's banquet was, yeah, it was January 25th, 2025. So if they're having one, I'm assuming it'll be January 2026. Hello, Paul. How are you, buddy? Awesome. Awesome. Glad you guys can hear me. Also, I looked up the Actor, any Actor fans or drivers, their championship banquet is Saturday, January 3rd, 2026. So, I'm already saying the 2026. God, kind of like it though, because that kind of gives you that like, all right, we're gonna be going into the next year, next season, and like to hear about everything. Just got home from the barn and listening to your podcast. Thank you, everyone at Equestrian Mac Motorsports. Mackenzie, how you doing, Mackenzie? How are you? Been watching you doing your English horseback riding jumps and stuff. You're doing excellent. I love to watch those videos. Keep them coming. That's great. And she also races in the Bandolero. She's a upcoming star in the Bandolero series. She raced her first year. She did very well. Everybody their first year, everybody has high expectations. You want to be, winning championships, but, it's small strides. And she did, phenomenal. She, from starting where she started, she had a podium up at at Waterford. It was great. Awesome stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing her race again next year. See Conk hopefully up at Waterford and wherever else she travels to. That'd be great. Oh, you're welcome. Of course, you're welcome. Awesome. So, like I said, I had some notes. I'm going to try to stay on track here. So, yeah, I mentioned the upcoming events. So, yeah, now we're talking a little bit about the rebuild. The end of the season. What is? I mean, we got some races, some car owners in the chat, and people watching. That what's the first thing you do once the season ends? You know what I mean? Basically you get the car, hopefully you got the car out of the trailer and you got it in the shop or in the garage up on some jack stands and, maybe covered her up, they have feelings too, I talk to my cars every day because it's at my shop where I work. So my office. So when I come in, I think I'm nuts. I probably am nuts. So anyway, anyways, I go in every day. I walk in my office, turn the lights on, turn the light on in the garage, open the door and say, "Good morning, ladies." And keep the music on for them 24/7. So yeah, I am crazy. Yep, I just proved it to myself. So yeah, so basically you get that going. Then a lot of guys, some guys don't do much. Some guys tear their car down completely. Other guys do what they feel they need to do. I feel that if you have a few years on the car and you haven't torn it all the way down, I think that's a good idea. Just take it down to the chassis. Sand or sandblast the chassis, have it painted, powder coated, whatever you prefer, and then just go through each part, clean it, make sure everything's working, nothing's binding, and put the car together. I think that's great. But I feel like if you got a car that you just did a year ago or 2 years ago, and you up on your maintenance. And I mean, every week, blow out the car, wipe it down with some simple green, whatever, keep that car like it was a show car, and I feel it, and you keep the maintenance and you check stuff. I think at the end of the year, you check the main, you go through the car, obviously, make sure none of the wires, look at everything. But I don't think you need to tear the car down every year like that. But some teams do, some teams don't. It depends what your budget is, and what the time you have. The biggest prepping for next year, yeah. So yeah, the biggest challenges I think for prepping for the next year is trying to figure out a lot of time, most of the times I already have it figured out for me. I'm talking as far as the JPB racing, with Rowdy. We're gonna go to Seekonk. We're gonna run Fridays in the Legend. We're gonna run Saturdays in the Pro Stock. Maybe run some late models or do both, whatever. This year we're kind of on the fence. We don't know. So that has been the biggest challenge for me. I mean, I figure some people have different challenges. It's okay, where am I going to get, the sponsorship to race again? How am I going to convince my wife to let me race one more year? You know what I mean? So I feel like it's nice to know. I mean, like if you go on a trip, what is the first thing you need to know, right? Where you're going, right? So same with racing. First thing you need to know is where you're going. So once we figure that out, obviously I'll let everybody know on our Facebook page, JPB Racing on Facebook and Instagram. I don't do the Instagram, so for some reason I have to try to figure that out to get that posted up. Aurora Borealis podcast. Ha. Hey Jerome, how are you? Yeah, I saw that. I saw there was some of that around. I didn't see it. Speaking to cars, the best. Yep, best thing is they don't talk back. I know, brother. Yep. I talk to them every day. I go in there, say good morning, and then before I leave, I make sure I leave and say good night. See you in the morning. You got to leave the music on, Kevin, for them. You leave it in the garage, just a little music on. They like the music. It soothes the soul. Everything has energy, right? Everything's full of energy. So that's how I believe it, Oh, I got my new faithful puppy over here. I got him right here. It's let me see if you guys, I'll show you his handsome face. Look at him. Oh, look at him. That's Huckleberry. Say hi, Huckleberry. Hi. I'm the new member to the family. And there's Loki. Loki's feeling much better. I got to tell you guys about Loki. So last week, you guys, I hadn't talked to you guys, since last week. So maybe I did tell you Tuesday, Wednesday night. Maybe I did tell you Wednesday. I don't know. Oh, he wants to get in on it. Look at him. He's coming up. Look at him. He's coming up on my lap. He wants to come. Hey. So here's my host, Huckleberry. Hey, Huckleberry. Hi, I'm Huckleberry Hound. How are you? How's everybody out there in the podcast land? All right. You got to let me do my thing too. You're not the star of the show, even though they probably rather watch you than me. I lost my total train of thought. If anybody knew what I was talking about, let me know. I got all this handsomeness. How can I do anything with this? You're gonna have to sit down, all right? You're gonna have to sit down, okay? All right. So you sit down, and another time we'll have a dog show, and you guys can come on. So I have to look back at my notes because I got off track, and we were talking. Oh, biggest challenge. Yep. So. For me right now, that, and it's always budget. We're always chasing sponsors, and it's getting harder and harder to chase those sponsors. It's a job in itself. I got one of my great sponsors on right now, Kevin Souza from Quality Roofing and Construction. He is the best. This guy has been roofing since he was like 13, and he's built a great company. And the name says it, quality roofing. He does an awesome job. He's fast, on time, and he has great prices. So I know everybody needs a roof now and then. You just go to our Facebook page, you'll find him, or you look at him up on Facebook, Quality Roofing and Construction. He has a Facebook page, and unbelievable work. I know a few of you guys have already had contacted him and did some work, and I'm sure you're all happy with his work. Yeah, so let's keep going. That was a commercial right there. Little commercial. All right, so yeah, of course. Okay, so all right, so we'll wrap up that part of it. The real work. Yeah. So while the fans right now are tuning out, they're like, okay, doing their thing, out for the winter. The real work is getting started in the shop. It's that's what it takes. You got to go. As soon as you get done racing, you get in the shop and you start all over again, because that wins championships. You say, oh yeah, you win races in the garage. Yes, you win races in the garage every week. You're in the garage, you're doing your maintenance, you're doing your setup, you're figuring out, you're thinking of different things that you can do, right? And that right there is how you win races. But to win a championship, you have to have the winter where you put this car together and it's 100%, 110%. So when you start the year off, you're right there. You're not chasing something that's bent this, or a bad rear end, or the motor's misfiring and stuff. You need to get all that stuff figured out, and you got to get that all done before you even hit the track. So yeah, we talk about chasing sponsors. Yeah, that's a big thing, I think, with everybody in the racing, chasing the sponsors, and staying with. I had to look up the word relevant, but meaning keeping your name out there. You know what I mean? The sponsors want to see you guys, see your post, see you at events or car shows or whatever you do to get your name out there. So I think that is a good topic would I thought talk about. Don't have anybody on to talk about it as far as trying to get somebody on. I did post a link. I think if you copy that link and you copy the link I posted, right? Let me see. I can post it again here. Let me see. Come in. No, come on. All right, back. Oh, sorry, that was not what I wanted to put. Where is it? Boom, 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 boom. Invite. No, it's not showing. I know I did it here somewhere. Thought it was there. Command V, right? Right? Is it command or control? Command. Yeah, no, for some reason it's not working. I think it's up here. All right, here, invite friends, copy link. All right, there it is. All right, now I can post it. So I think this is it, Command V. No, you damn. All right, how about Control? Control V? Oh. Oh, I thought I knew how to post. I thought I knew. Copy link. Yeah, I copied it. Okay. So now we come down here. I'm supposed to. Angela, then Control V. Yes, Control V. You sure it's Control V? No, it's not Control V. I think it's Command. Yeah, Command V. There you go. And then bang. So yeah, so I guess if you copy that and put it in like your browser and then follow that, you can actually come on. I think. I don't know. So somebody wants to try it, I'm game. I don't care. Whatever. Whatever, someday I got to try it. One day or another, we try to figure that out. So, yeah, it was one of them. Yeah, me too. I didn't know. Aaron Vanessa helped me out last week. But yeah, thank you. Tell you, this laptop, I'm like looking for enter. Why would you put return as enter? I don't understand. Trying to scroll. I can't scroll. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this thing out, but slowly. At least I got this far, right? We actually got a camera, microphones, and a laptop. and I can actually see some of the chat with the screen. So I think we're doing pretty well. You know, how do we build sponsorship, create ways teams stay visible, um, local fan base and growing important. Yeah. So, you know, how do you keep, how do you build sponsors? How do you get sponsors? It's a lot of work. I mean, you build a proposal. Don't forget the host. What do you mean? Don't forget the host. I don't know what that means. I'm your host. So explain. So anyway, uh, I've been lucky. I've been in construction, general contractor, so I have a lot of the guys that do work for me. They sponsor me, and I've always told them, listen, don't feel like you have to sponsor us. You know, I like your work. I use you anyways. If you don't, forget it. You get another job out of me. I'll get somebody else. No, but I never. No, it's always been like that. I've had guys that, a couple of sponsors that had couldn't come on this year, and they still do work for me. But chasing other sponsors, it's tough. You gotta send emails, try to get meetings, to meet with these people, and you gotta go in there with the attitude is not what they're gonna do for you, is what you can do for them. You know what I mean? Um, and what I mean, what you can do for them is not just put a sticker on their car and show up the track and drive around. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be more than that. And I'm still trying to figure it out. I do and a lot of the big thing is um, if they have any events, and they ask you to go, you go. If they're at some kind of a charity event, which we've done a couple of years with JML Excavation. You see them when they're on the hood of our car, and one of our big sponsors. And they go to so they do a lot of charity stuff, and they had asked us a couple of times to go, and we brought 2 cars, and we actually had a blast. We had a blast at some of those things. But you got to get yourself out there, car shows, stuff like that, charity events, and then the social media. Everything's digital nowadays, so you got to get out there. You got to have the fan base is big, and that's why I'm always trying to build up our fan base, whether it's here on the Rough and Rowdy podcast, which like I would love you guys all to if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's free. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and you know share it with your friends so we can get some more people out there. And this is another platform for me, to talk about what I love, racing, obviously, and whatever else comes up, because I love, whatever it is. And be able to get, my sponsors out there, show a little bit of what we're doing in the racing. And the sooner I get a little better with this computer, I can put up some videos and maybe find videos of other races at other tracks, and start expanding. But right now, this is what you get. You get me and a dog named Huckleberry, and Loki back there was lying down. Yeah. So yeah, get off topic. I always get off topic, but that's all right. So I got notes today, so I can go back. Yeah, about Loki. Tuesday, we ended up for a few days he wasn't himself, and we thought, because when we lost the other dog Landon a few months ago, we just thought it was a month ago. I don't even know. And just time is like can't keep up. But we thought, he was sad, he was moping around, but it wasn't himself. And then especially Loki, a lab, and he just loves food. No matter what, you could drop a piece of lettuce on the floor, onion, whatever, he eat it. You know what I mean? And basically, the only thing he wouldn't eat is jalapeno peppers. Some reason he don't like those. I figured one time it was cut, piece fell on the floor. He went to get it, and he just went back, and he was like, "Whoa, I don't want that shit," right? So, he once he wasn't eating. He wasn't eating. We're trying to feed him, like he wasn't eating. And it was like, okay, what's going on? He wouldn't eat anything. Like we'd make him chicken, whatever it takes. So we brought him to the vets. Then they were like, "Hey, he's really sick. I guess his kidney and liver functions were elevated. So I guess that's bad. It was bad. They were bad. So they were like, we need to keep him. He's dehydrated because he wasn't drinking either, and we need to get some blood work done on him, more blood work, and this and that." So we're like, all right. So he said he'd have to be there a couple of nights. They called us. They said, what they were doing, and they said that it was working. His functions were getting better. They were lowering they were lowering, and so Friday we decided we'd go see him, and he was so happy to see us, but he was still still not himself, just about getting around. So they were like, we should keep him one more night, do one more blood test to see, just to make sure that those the liver function and the kidney functions were getting better before we took him home. So we were like, yeah, but Saturday we're taking him home. So we ended up picking him up Saturday afternoon, took him home, and it was just that was Saturday. We're already Wednesday, and it took until yesterday for him to actually eat 2 full meals. I mean, we were giving him anything we could give him. I don't care if it was a pita chip. I was like, he's not eating any of the food. My wife bought hamburger, made ground beef. He wouldn't eat that. We feed him the farmer's dog, which is basically human grade food. He didn't want that. He didn't want kibble. So I'm like, I know when I'm sick, I want a piece of toast with butter. I'm fine. I can eat that all day long, right? So I made a piece of toast, and he ate it. He didn't eat the whole thing. He ate like half a piece. I was like, hey, half a piece is better than nothing. So slowly but surely started eating this, that, and the other thing. And he's actually doing a lot better. He was out, doing a little bit of running, barking at the chicken. So I think we're out of the woods, and we're good. So, all right. So back, we were finishing up on the, about the chasing the sponsors and staying relevant, being able to staying out there so they can see you, people can see you, your sponsors, your fans. And that's what I said. Um, um, the fan base is big. Sponsors see a big fan base, they want to have their name on your car, figuring, hey, more people see them, better chance that, I get something out of this. And that's what I always say is, what you can do for your sponsors. A lot of these sponsors don't get a lot out of it. I know, I have Mount Hope Garage Door. I know he's gotten a few calls. I know Kevin Ruffin has. Yeah, Joe, how you doing, Joey? Yeah. Not to mention Rowdy's talent. Kid puts in the work. Yes, the kid is, and he never gives up. That is big. Racing and anything in life, not giving up. You just gotta keep trying until you watch these football games and you're like, oh, these guys are done, and it's like 20 seconds left, and all of a sudden they score a touchdown. It's like, what? So if you never give up until the end. Hi, Mr. Cooper. Hi, Ray. How are you? Got Mike your late model for this year at Seekonk. I'm out getting sponsors now. Good. Awesome. Well, good luck. That's the thing. Got to get the sponsors, and get the money to fund those, get those tires and everything else you need. Are you guys planning on running a full season, or are you just going to be running some races here and there? Don't want to lose my spotter. It's my ace spotter. But anyways, I'm glad for him. I knew, and I think that was the best thing you did to buy a car instead of renting one. You know what I mean? And yeah, so awesome. Love to see him out there doing some racing. Maybe Jacob can spot for him if he's not running the late model that race. That'll be good. That'll be funny. So that's a little bit about sponsorship. So hearing some of this, what I've done and what I think about it. Hopefully it helps you guys out, chasing your sponsors. Wow, the whole year. That's good. So you're gonna be doing the full season. Oh yeah, that'll be awesome. Um, yeah, yeah. So maybe we'll be racing against each other a couple times. I don't know. We don't know what our schedule is yet. We're still kind of up in the air about where we're racing. I know one thing about what we're doing for racing. I know Wednesday nights we're going to do the Thompson Wednesday night series there. So from the opener until from the icebreaker until the World Series. So I'm going to do the whole season there. So that's one place where we'll be racing, and Rowdy will be racing the number 91 Ayla Martin's Motorsports, owned by Bobby Martin. So he'll be running that for him over there, which is awesome. I love watching him run at that track. He's run there for Bobby 3 times, and he got 3 second place finishes. He's due for a win next year for sure. Justin, buddy, how are you, my friend? Guys are killing it in that football, I tell you. I didn't get a chance to watch that podcast. I saw you were on the podcast last night, but I've been just trying to get on here. And you've done this before between work and family and dogs and this and that, getting this done, and then try to plan something. I actually did. I actually planned something this time, kind of got some notes down and stuff. So it would make it a little better. I'm still trying to learn the laptop thing, as far as, being able to put some pictures on a thing from the beginning, or some put up a video or get somebody to come on. I did post a link, Justin, right? I don't know. You've done this stuff so much more. I don't know if you saw the link I post, but I can do it again. Right here. So I think you paste that to your browser, right? And then follow that, and you could come on and I could see your smiling face. But if not, no big deal. I'm just been playing around. I figured, sooner or later I got to figure this thing out. Um, but yeah, so the sponsorship is a big thing, unless, you got a big bank account and you're just going to fund it yourself, which is good if you can do that. But uh, definitely want to get the sponsors, put yourself a package together, a sponsorship package, and then you can, when you talk to people, you have something you can bring them, and if you get it and you can put it on a PDF, you can email them out, which helps, send them out to these other, these companies, because a lot of times you can't get in there, but always in person is better. And I feel that if you can get the driver to go to do the chasing, that's who represents your team. I feel that the sponsors appreciate that more. Having the driver come, present himself, present his package, and say, hey, thank you for sponsoring us, or hey, looking for some sponsors. You know, this is where we're racing. This is what we can do for you, and let me know if there's anything that you think of that we could do for you. And that's what it is. It's not what they do for you, not what your sponsor can do for you, but what you can do for your sponsor, right? So that's what you need to go in with that mindset, and I think you'll do all right. Uh, so yeah, so now it's like the reset. I figured, like, now we're at that stage where we're kind of in that reset mode. We're reflecting on what happened last year, and we're trying to get motivated for next year. So it's like, all right, what happened last year? What didn't we like about last year? Um, and I forgot the rest part. So a couple of months you need just to rest, but a lot of us, we're just addicts, so we don't rest. So like our driver Rowdy, he's constantly racing. This weekend, I'm getting off topic again, but like I said, I got my notes so I can go back. He's heading to Riverhead in New York. They have the Ice Slip 300, I get the modifieds run there. And they have a Legends race. I don't know how many laps it is, 35, 30. I don't even know how many that is. But he's heading there this weekend. And then, not the following, but Thanksgiving weekend, he's heading down to North Carolina to Southern National, the track down there. He went there last year. I think he ended up finishing fourth. I think it was third or fourth. I think it's fourth, but did pretty well over there. And he's going again this year. I don't know how he did at Riverhead. I know he does Riverhead every year. He does this Ice Slip 300. But I'm heading to Vermont, so I won't be able to go and see it. But I'll be watching on Race Monitor, or I don't know if it's on Race in America or Flow. Maybe I'll be able to watch it there. On that, I know my Outlaws have Race in America. But I think I can talk Grandpa Wayne into getting Flow racing if Rowdy's racing on Flow. So yeah, so we'll see what happens there. But it's all good. It's all good. So we're talking about rest and reflecting motivation. Yeah, so you do need to decompress, after that grind of weekly racing. Even if it's once a week, no matter what, I know with Rowdy, he was Wednesdays, Friday, Saturdays. He was in some days he was doing double duty, so he was racing between 4 or 5 times a week sometimes. So after you do that for a while, I don't care if you're 18 or not, it just kind of builds on you. So you need to kind of decompress, just relax, not have to worry about where I'm going, what I'm doing, boom, what track, where are my earbuds? Oh God, that's like a inside thing with Rowdy. So yeah, and then you need finally yeah, so you need to to focus on how you're going to come back stronger next year. You know what I mean? You want to come back better every year, stronger, and you want to, not that it happens all the time, but that's what you want. You know what I mean? You want to come back stronger and be ready for next season. And at some point there's the moment when you're just like, okay, let's go. We got to get on this, get in the shop and just stop banging stuff out, get it done, So what do we got here now? Yeah, so, looking, ahead for the 2026 season, we've got, what do we got coming up? The Snowball Derby. The Snowball Derby already. These guys are already starting their season and start racing those super late models and late models down in Florida. So these guys here, they have what maybe November. No, they don't even have it because they got to get those cars ready way ahead of time. And then we're still kind of waiting for the 2026 if there's any new rule changes at any of the tracks that you race at, as far as the cars, if they make any changes with the setups of the cars, bodies, shocks, whatever. Every year they come up with something, so we'll look for the stuff that's printed in red. So hopefully there's not a lot of it, but yeah, so those guys are getting ready for that. So yeah, and the other thing Rowdy will be getting ready for is the Winter Nationals for the Legends, INEX Legends, which will be at Auburndale Speedway. That's in Florida. I've been there. That's a pretty cool track down there. The weather's always nice, especially in February. So February 8th through the 13th, they're having the Winter Nationals. I don't know if they have bandoleros down there. I think they do. I'm not sure. It was a while ago when we went. That had to be on 5 or 6 years ago when we went. They had it there. But that's always fun. I know the year we went, was it there? No, that was another place we went. There was a couple of times we went there and went to another track that we really didn't like. They just didn't have their shit together, cautions and stuff. They were timing out every race. Every race was getting timed out because they didn't have their shit together on the track, and the guys are cleaning out there and it was just like, wasn't organized. So I'm glad they switched it over to this track this year. So that'll be good. Anyway, I think we pretty much, let me see what else I got in my notes, because I think I went through all my notes. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. Like we said, the haulers are parked, trailers are sitting there and they're cold, cold winter. The cars are hopefully nice and warm in the garage. I know I keep the heat on for my cars. Keep the heat on and keep the music on. They're spoiled, of course, but time to get ready for next year. So hope you guys all enjoyed the stream. It was only 40 minutes, but I didn't get a lot of comments in here today, so I don't have any more talking points about that. About the off-season hustle here, but I'm sure everybody has their plan, and they're going to start initiating their plan soon, getting the sponsorships together, getting the cars taken apart and checked out, put together, and getting ready for the next year. Going through all your spare parts, making sure you have everything you need. There's a lot to it. A lot of work goes into racing, and a lot of great stuff comes out. A lot of good stuff. I always say is I meet some of the best people I've ever met from the racetracks, and a lot of them are friends. Now I've been going there for over 30 years, so I've known a lot of people there. I've raced with some of the guys, the older guys, and their sons are racing now, and now my great nephew's racing. So it's all good. I love it. So all right, let's everyone keep the short track racing alive. Get out there and spread the word about how great this sport is, and we're gonna keep that the fans coming, and like I keep saying, guys, please like and subscribe to the Rough and Rowdy channel. The more people I get here helps me out with my sponsorships, right? Because I can shout them out, and if you guys come on, you might need a new roof, you might need a garage door, or, multitude of things, electrical work. I have Wayne Electric, who's been on board with us for years. All kinds of guys on there. Bank 5 came on a couple of years ago, and they've been on for a few years now, and they're a great bank, a smaller bank, but they're awesome. I've been with them since 1986, so that tells you I really trust them, and they're really easy to work with. So, all right, you guys. I know it's like 10 of 8, so I'm gonna spend a little time with the dogs before my lovely wife gets home from work. She had to teach a couple of yoga classes tonight, and that's why I do this on Wednesday nights. I'm going to try to keep doing this on Wednesday night, come up with another something else we could talk about. If anybody has any ideas, send me a message. Hey, this is what I'd like to talk about. I don't know if you got me on Messenger, or go to our JPB Racing page and find me. I don't know if there's a way to do it on YouTube. So if there is, I think there is. So if you go on YouTube, you might be able to send me a message like, hey, I'd love to see, in the next episode, right? Next time you guys come on, I'd like to talk about this or that. So yeah, let me know. But all right. Thank you guys all for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Like I said, what's that? Did you get a new car? Did I get a new car? New race car? No, 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 no. No new car. I still got the Pro Stock that was new last year to us, new to us, that we freshly rebuilt, and we still have the late model that we had bought, I don't know, about 3-4 years ago. So yeah, so we'll see what we're gonna do. They're both on jack stands. One's covered up. The Pro Stock I started putting around on last Saturday, and we'll go from there. But Ray, good luck to you and Mikey. Sure, I'll be seeing you guys around. If you guys need anything or you got any questions, give me a call. I'd love to help you guys out. But again, thank you guys for watching. See you guys again. I'll see you guys again next Wednesday. Maybe I'll come on for a hold on. I don't know if I'm still there. Maybe I'll come on for a quick stream while I'm up in Vermont if I have some time. Do like a crazy family stream. I'll just put the camera up somewhere, and it'll be funny. If you guys will love that. It'll just be like, you can see how crazy everything is. Okay, Rosalie, go to bed. I'm signing out. So thank you guys all for watching. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe to our channel, Rough and Rowdy. I'll see you guys again next week. God bless.